Well, I'm running a bit late to school today. I obviously pressed snooze twice again on my phone. Last night I was super tired. I didn't even end up watching Game of Thrones because I didn't have the time for that. So, just crazy. Oh my god, it took so much time for me to mentally wind down because literally at work for the 8 hours that it was crazy busy. It was all just go, 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 go. And I had to multitask with 10 things at once. And okay, I'll explain that after I explain this. When I was in my bed trying to go to sleep, finally when I was going to bed around 1 o'clock or whatever, I would close my eyes. The first time I closed my eyes, I saw the image of impatient customers waiting to be served at my cash register, waiting to order food. And I kind of jolted and woke up, or I opened my eyes. That's how much I closed my eyes and I just kept seeing all these random people waiting to order food, which is a pressure on me at work because of all the other stuff that I'm multitasking. So if that doesn't explain the mental stress that it gave me and how much I really had to, it was actually, even though it was tremendously physically stressing, I'm pretty sure there was more mental stress because we were understaffed and I have to make up for 5 people. So I have to do a whole lot, more than anybody freaking else. So alright, one sec, I got to get my parking pass out. Okay, so let's go through a situation of what I would likely, or what I would be doing while I'm on cash register. I may be having to wait for somebody who's gone to the ATM to get out money while I'm trying to take some next person's order in line, so everything can go along quicker and more smooth, and have the first person's money in my hand at the same time, and taking the other person's order at the same time, and then having to deal with some problem in the ice cream room that the newer worker doesn't know, or having to change an ice cream order at the same time, having to think about the ding that I just heard because the food has to be brought out, while thinking about drink orders that probably haven't been poured yet, which sucks when an order comes out and the drinks aren't poured, and you have to just waste that time pouring the drinks while you're doing all this other crap. And probably a customer comes up to want their food wrapped, which takes extra time, or when a customer is asking a question about something or is bitching about something, etc. Just all of that stuff and more that I probably can't think of right now is all in my head at the same time, all the time, for my whole shift. And it's just crazy, multitasking. I never have to multitask that hard any time in my whole life, other than being at work over there. It's just, I can't even explain that. There's so much I have to think about, because I'm on the till, I have to think about giving out the correct cash and everything. Usually, because I have so much experience on the till and everything, I'm super good with that. And even usually, our prices just change, but I only really need to press cash. I don't really need to press what they give to me, because I already know what it comes to, and I already know that what the change is going to be. So that's why I'm really good on till too, because I'm super quick. And all through this, I'm super quick. And I was doing this by myself for 3 hours at one point yesterday, and they kept asking me if I needed help, but there was only 2 in the kitchen and we were super busy still. So I'm Superman, okay? I'm asking for a raise. I texted my boss that I'm kind of cool with. Last night I kind of mentioned something about how what I'm saying to you, and I kind of just wanted to insert the thought of a wage increase into his mind, so I can bring it up at a later time, so it's not a big surprise or whatever. So yeah, just got to school. Gotta go in a couple minutes, catch the shuttle. There's one leaving right now. I woke up late, left at 8:40. Should have left at 8:30, but whatever. Today is my second last day of school. Probably gonna finish early because I don't think I have my last class. And hopefully this little piece of fluff on the screen isn't making it kind of moved away. Okay, anyways, an incredible amount of mental energy that has to go into working, and I just couldn't even believe it when I was shutting my eyes last night. I kept just seeing customers, which is associated with the pressure of having to serve them and all that multitasking stuff that it's like at work. Oh, finally, I am back from school. Well, finally, because the damn shuttle just came. We're supposed to have 2 shuttles. That's what my $400 expensive freaking parking pass for this secluded parking area that's not even close to campus pays for, plus the 2 shuttles. And there's always just one damn shuttle running at the most inconvenient time, and the crappy shuttle too, like the actual school bus shuttle instead of our normal shuttles. So it's pretty annoying, but it's like 12 o'clock, maybe just after 12 o'clock right now, so both of my 2 last classes were canceled, so I only had 1 class, which is good because I can go home. I may take a nap because I'm really still like exhausted from everything, and then I already started studying. I'm gonna continue studying because I really am still gonna be strapped for time and studying, even though well, my exams are next week, but I have 3 next week, 3 in a row, consecutive days. Wow, that branch fell. Could probably fall on someone's car if the wind blew it. I don't know. Yeah, last night I got my one of my test marks for one of the tests where I had to write 2 on the same day, back to back, like right after each other. And the one that I wrote second, my second test, the ladder test, which was the relatively more easy test compared to the first one I had to write, which is a fourth year biochemistry class on biomembranes especially. So I got a 78 on that test, which is an okay mark, but relatively speaking, I should have done much better because it's kind of a much easier class, especially for me. I could have done way better, but like I said before, I really didn't even get a damn chance to read over the lecture notes even more than one and a half times, if that makes sense. Like I barely read them over. I didn't even read them over twice, all of them twice. And like usually I read them over like 3-4 times even, maybe. So I was really strapped for damn time, and that obviously showed. So I got a 78. Like my first test, I got a 90 for that class test, and which I had time to study for. But this one I didn't have time to study for because apparently tests are still going in freaking April, and I had 2 on the same day. That's such a bother to me. And I went in just after my first class, which was my only class. I went and checked my test mark, or checked my test over to make sure that it was actually a 78, because, you know, just to make sure. I figured it probably was, but I just wanted to double check. It's better to check than not check and have to live with, like, double guessing yourself or whatever. Yeah. And then my second class, well, after I went and checked my test, it was like the 4th floor building of this huge center, which is like a health science building, and there's it's also where there's a hospital in. They have all these different colored sections, whatever. And it took me like 10 minutes to find my damn way out of the building. It's like the hugest maze, the biggest maze. It doesn't make sense. It's a huge maze, or the biggest maze, that's what I meant to say. And it was just so, I couldn't even find a door to get out of the damn building. It was just so funny because it was like just so damn confusing. I didn't even know where to go, but I eventually found my damn way out of the place. Oh, it was funny. So yeah, I'm gonna go home now, probably take a nap. We'll see about watching Game of Thrones. Like, I still haven't watched it. Continue my studying and think up a nice text to text my boss, because I really want a raise. I'm not working this Easter weekend without a raise, because work is the result of my lack of time that I had for this one test, which I did much worse. And I don't even know how I did for the first test. I spent more time for the first test studying, but I still was limited for time studying for both tests. So hopefully I at least did better for this damn test instead of doing shitty on both tests and not doing better on one and not the other. Stupid school. Okay, let's go home. So I just watched the episode of Game of Thrones. Sounds weird me saying it now, because like the last time I can say I watched a new episode of Game of Thrones was like last summer. Man, it's been a long time. But I finally watched it. It was pretty good. There wasn't that many like action-packed scenes except kind of for the end, which kind of made me like nervous. I was like, my hands are sweating and I was just like rubbing on my pants. I was so nervous. Oh man, that's funny. But yeah, so I'm gonna start studying now. Well, I just had a nap. It's a nice nap. It was pretty short compared to my other naps. Usually I take 2 to 3 hour naps. I think this one was only like an hour or something. And it's nice and rainy outside. It's like a rainstorm, which is really relaxing, especially while I was napping too. It started while I was napping. Before I was napping it wasn't raining. But it's nice to listen to. And so yeah, I napped. I ate a little bit of chicken wings and green beans. And now I just am going to continue to study. Probably for the rest of the night, hopefully. I keep getting distracted. Well, right now my distraction is I want to go get some water downstairs. Alright, well I think that's going to be it for today. The studying continues. Just going to be studying for the rest of the night. Especially, or, well, of course after editing this, so yeah. That's going to be it. Hope you enjoyed watching. Had a good day. It's still raining outside, so it's nice and relaxing. Alright, peace.